The Malacanang Palace in Manila was once the home of the deposed President Marcos. The Philippines' new leader, Corazon Aquino, uses the building only for official business, such as the reception of visiting dignitaries. She and Foreign Minister Salvador Laurel waited to greet the first head of state to visit the Philippines since the overthrow of the Marcos regime in February. Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew's discussions with the Philippines leaders covered a range of issues, including the financial crisis facing the Aquino government. Mr. Lee announced that Singapore was donating $5 million to the Philippines as a gesture of cooperation and support between Asian countries. Canada has also undertaken to provide an aid package over the next 5 years, designed to establish education and training programs for poor sugar workers and their families in the Philippines. President Aquino has inherited a range of problems from her predecessor, not least widespread poverty and a continuing guerrilla war.
American influence on the Philippines and U.S. military bases there were the targets of the protest. Under watchful police eyes, some 5,000 demonstrators lampooned America's most popular president for decades, along the seafront outside the U.S. Embassy. Then the trouble began. Riot police rushed in suddenly after a loud explosion in a nearby plaza. As the crowd scrambled in all directions, police lobbed tear gas and fired shots into the air. The severity of the police response came as a surprise on what's officially known as Filipino-American Friendship Day. 17 civilians were reported injured in the violence. The police said later at least 9 of their men were injured by shrapnel from pillbox bombs made from gunpowder and small nails. While some soothed their burning eyes in back streets, 3,000 demonstrators regrouped a few blocks from the now heavily guarded U.S. Embassy. The crowd was staging their weekly pro-Marcos rally, but this time was different. Soldiers moved into the plush Manila Hotel and installed themselves. Supporters had been warned. When Arturo Tolentino emerged, he was mobbed by a crowd eager for revolution. He brought with him a letter from the former president authorizing him to take over. 350 soldiers trucked in from Camp Olivas, sported ribbons of blue and red, the Marcos Tolentino colors. Tolentino was sworn in by a former Supreme Court judge sacked by President Aquino. Moments later, more wild cheers as supporters were told Marcos himself might be back within a few days. On Mindanao Island, Corazon Aquino was unaware of the challenge to her hard-won presidency as she addressed a rally. Tolentino had chosen his moment well. The Armed Forces Chief of Staff, General Ramos, was with Aquino on the island, while the Prime Minister, Salvador Laurel, was arriving in Spain to start a European tour. Laurel dismissed reports from Manila of an attempted coup by Tolentino as pathetic.
I don't think they can try. The group of Tolentino has no chance to make a coup. It's impossible.
It's a small group. They don't have any influence in the country, in the army.
Too small and getting smaller.
He said there was no need for help from the United States.
We do not want any bloodshed. We do not want violence. We must avoid this to happen. And what we have done is to ring the area within strategic positions with troops in order to contain the problem. Now, we have also taken steps to immobilize the radio station that they're using to reach the people. And that's about it. We have sent emissaries to talk to them, and we hope that we will know what they have in mind. I am flattered, but I'm not looking for another job. I cannot possibly be a prime minister of Mr. Tolentino because there's only one government in this country, and that's the government of Cory Aquino.
I do not know how many people are outside.
Well, these were misguided elements, and it is not really such a big force. In fact, they're down to 100 now. So it is nothing to worry about.
But if they are willing to hold by force, are you willing to use force to flush them out?
We will not tell you at the moment what our options are. Anyway, thank you very much. I have another appointment. I will be speaking before the Association of Major Religious Superiors. So thank you very much.
Go. The problem is over. Ay sana man lang, we shall consider this whole thing as past. Tapos na yan.